Hey everybody, it's so good to see you. I just wanted to pop in, check out how everybody is doing. So if you would just take a minute as you come into this live, I would love to hear how you've been doing. What is the biggest thing on your heart right now? Comment below. What is the biggest thing on your heart right now? I'd really love to hear from all of you. And I know that I've said this like a million times, but at Arrow's Edge here, we believe that relationship is everything. Whether it's with God, with each other, or even your relationship with yourself. Relationship is absolutely paramount. And so we value relationship, and I would love to get to know and hear from every one of you in this group. In that, I have been kind of not giving as much training in the recent days, and I kind of wanted to check in and tell you my story a little bit, tell you what's been going on, update you, and then give you a little bit of a story about something that God's been teaching me in the middle of the season. See, I know a lot of us in the last few years have really been going through transition stages, shifting and changing and switching gears and pivoting a lot. And especially the people that I talk to from all over the world, they're talking about God has them in transition. And right now, God has us in a place where we're on the threshold, ready to go into the new season. In fact, I just went through the transition and I went through the threshold. And right now, I am going into the new season with God, and I'm really excited. But I had kind of an incredible part of the journey that I wanted to share with you. See, I've been navigating a ton of change in the last few months, like just incredible amounts of change. And I happen to be one of those weird people that enjoys change, but most people, the majority of people, do not like change. But I got to learn a really valuable lesson about what we can do to bring our expertise, things that we've been through in life, to help and to develop and to love on other people. I've got a great story about how this happened to me, so hang tight. Here I am going through a ton of change. Now, I've been building up a business from scratch. I've been pivoting our church, Ignite Church, the church that I lead. I'm the founder and senior leader of this church, and we've been making a huge pivot to go from a local perspective to a global perspective. And it's been tons of change that our people have handled so incredibly. And I can't wait to see, now that we're launching, now that we're doing something different, now that we're growing in a whole new way as people, what God's going to do with it. But we're also creating a blended family. I don't know if a lot of you know, we announced it on Facebook. I was engaged in November, and we are getting married in April. And it's quite a bit of a change to really shift and grow and to get ready to create an established family. And then in the midst of that, I moved across country. Now, my story with that is in 2017, when I first came to Northern California, I got off the plane and I heard the Lord say to me, "Where you put your feet is now your territory." And I'm like, "What? California?" And he said, "Yes, California." And it was from that moment that every time I put my feet in California, which is twice a year, every year since 2017, he would give me a word directly about my future in California. And this last time when we were here in November, me and my fiance were standing up and looking at the mountains, just praying to God, just longing for what he has, and what we heard him say together as he said, "This is home." And we knew it was time to pull the trigger. And so we've been working since November. We've bought a house and we've moved across the country as of this last week, the 15th of November. So we've only been here 6 days. And we've been working on establishing family, establishing and planting roots, and creating a home together that creates an atmosphere of growth, of love, and all the things, right? Just settling in. And so we've had some hiccups, obviously, of like not being able to, produce as much as we normally would because we're establishing family first. But God highlighted to me during this experience how we can use our experiences and our wisdom that we've gained through our experience to help others in a simple way. And I had that because I met a new person. I've moved before, but usually it's like an hour away or across town or a couple hours away. And this one is a 34-hour drive. For us, it was 37 because we had to drive around the mountains in the snow. It was an incredible journey. And this is just like a total up and move. And we had to leave all of our friends, all of our family. We know hardly anybody here in our new city. And it's kind of just a crazy, wild adventure, just chasing after God. It really reminds me of the Abraham adventure when God just says, go to this land I'm showing you. Leave your father's household and go to this land. And that's what we're doing. And I did this once before when I moved to Illinois to begin this church. But this one, the only thing I know is that God asked us to move here. I don't actually know all that he has planned for us just yet. And so it's a fully trust journey. And I found myself in the place where I was getting ready to move. And I had met this new friend. This brand new person in my life. But it was really neat. We had come here, I don't know, about 2 months ago, and we were prepping our new house for our arrival. We wanted to come before we brought the little one and all of our stuff, and just paint and replace flooring, do all those things. And we had some people come alongside and help us paint. And I met this girl that became a friend. And it's really interesting. I just think of how deeply it ministered to my heart. And I want to encourage you, because most of us, sometimes we discount ourselves thinking, gosh, what do I have to offer? And I'm just thinking, this person probably spent 2 to 5 minutes a day for a little bit of time just to help me through this transition. You see, she's from another country, so she had to move like pretty much the biggest you can do. You move from a different country to the United States, and you really are leaving everything to start something new. And so she's been here, done that. She's been through it before, where I hadn't been through something this huge and been in the middle of this quantity of change before. And so I reached out to her. There was this one day, it was I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. It was before we left, and they were throwing me and my fiance and my girls a farewell party and a happy wedding party, because not all of them can obviously come to our wedding. And I was sitting there watching the people from my church and what an incredible support system we have, and how incredibly they've grown. Like knowing from when I met them till what I saw that day, just looking over them, it was like God had opened my eyes to see how incredible these people are, and just the fruit of what we've been doing. And it kind of triggered something in me of like, that's like when it really got real. I mean, it really just got real all of a sudden. And I felt the weight of the shifting, the weight of the leaving, and the weight of all the change that was happening to me. And I contacted this new friend, and I said, listen, I don't think I've ever felt this way before, because I'm extremely happy and excited, but at the same time, I am really sad. And I don't know how to experience this. And my sadness is not connected to trauma. It's just sadness. And she was such a help to me. And so why am I sharing this? Well, I want to share my story with you, but I also want to tell you something. This is a way to add value to other people's lives in a simple way. This is what this person did for me, is she just sent me a messenger message every day, giving me one single tip, one single life hack, and one single piece of encouragement each day. I want to give you a couple of examples of how she ministered to me. So 6 days before we left, she said, wow, 6 days, final countdown, praying for you in this transition. I'm going to send you a voice note, and let me know if you want to do a call. This one was really good. Welcome to the first day in your new home. It's the little things like a real bed and finally having all your stuff. Try to make a memory in the house today between unpacking, organizing, play games with the family, order your favorite food or whatever that looks like. The quicker you start making memories, the more home-like the place begins to feel. Also, make sure the bedrooms don't have boxes laying around visibly, even if they pile up all over the living room. That way you can all enter into rest when it's time to rest. Seeing boxes and chaos subtly stops the brain from resting. Let me know if you need any more help unpacking, and I'll be there for you. Just little messages like this. It's the day of the move. She said, it's going to be a long day. Make sure you eat a good breakfast and savor that last cup of coffee with that view. Let me go through real quick. She said, be kind to yourself in this transition. There's no wrong way to do it and plenty of ways to look successful doing it. You've got this. It says, another one was, you've got this. You're doing better than you think. Also, remember, moving countries or states is up there as one of the most stressful things, just behind death and divorce. What you are doing is hard. It requires courage, but it will also bear much fruit. Now listen, these are these kind of things that every day gave me just one little action step. In fact, what we did was in the midst of the move, we decided to take the kids out to Mod Pizza and just stop and have a family moment. We did each step that she mentioned along the way. We created space right in the bedroom just to clear out right away, just so we could fully rest. And I found that every piece of wisdom that she gave me was true. But do you see how simple that is? Just a little voice message, just a little note, just a little encouragement, just a little nugget of wisdom. And it powerfully impacted the way we navigated this move to actually say, this went amazing. Like, this thing went amazing. So really, what's my point? Why am I telling you this story? Look, if you're in the middle of change, or if you're somebody who's watching somebody else go in the middle of a lot of change, it is the simplest little things that you can do that will help somebody along the way to really build up and cheer up and stir up and to really encourage them into creating and chasing an adventure. So listen, stepping fully into your identity means that you step out and you use what you have been through to help others to navigate it even better than you did. To do things intentionally, follow the heart of God, to love people well. And sometimes it takes 2 minutes to write a message, 2 minutes to follow up, say, hey, how are you doing? It's a 2-minute process. It's amazing. I want to encourage you today, pick one person in your life, reach out and encourage them once a day for a week and see what happens. So I'd love to hear your comments below. I'd love to hear what's on your heart. And again, comment below of what's the biggest thing on your heart right now. I bless you. Have a great one. It is so good to be settled and ready to bring you some more trainings on how to step fully in your identity while doing life on purpose and therefore fulfilling that God-given destiny, and to be able to lay hands on everything that God has for you. You are going to soar in this season to come. I cannot wait to host you for encounters with God, relationships with others, and equipping you to lead and serve to the best of your ability. God bless you. We'll talk.